Alright, got all the wheels off so I can put the new pads in and flush it. Just finished installing the new cat. It's our first start after the cat, so there may be a little leak until the gaskets are seated all the way. But new serpentine belt, new timing chain, no crazy rattling. This tired old motor is probably going to be alright for a while. Fingers crossed. Still has the check engine light. It may or may not go away with an O2 sensor spacer, but I haven't installed it yet because I haven't had a chance to clear the code and go for a few heat cycles, but we'll see how she goes. Time to get back to work, put some brake pads on this thing. Here's the old fronts. They really weren't that bad. They definitely still had some life in them, but I figured might as well give her some nice meaty pads. This should last for some years. And I didn't get the cheapest ones on the shelf, so hopefully they won't be squeaky. So when you're doing pads and you're gonna use your piston spreader to open it back up enough to fit around the new pads, which I already seated here, it's always good. Here's the just the Harbor Freight kit to spread the piston out. It's pretty easy to use. Just a good tip, this is something I usually forget to do, but if you loosen the cap to the brake fluid reservoir, it's easier for you to use the piston spreader. And then you don't usually want moisture to get into your brake lines, your brake fluid. However, we're gonna flush this fluid, so I'm not really too worried about it. Am I the only one who has gloves and buys gloves and then chooses to end up doing that instead of using them? Yeah, that's completely clogged. The pan's actually not as bad as I expected.
I expect it to be more gummed up.
But the pickup is definitely pretty clogged.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we saw how bad the valves looked, or the valve covers looked.
All right, y'all. This should be the final update. So after we did the timing chain and saw all the gunk inside the valve cover, we decided to run an engine flush through it. I used liquid moly. It had good reviews. And then we pulled the oil pan, and somebody had told me on these old Kias and Hyundais to go ahead and pull the oil pan and look at the oil pickup tube, that they often get clogged with all the sludge from people not changing the oil in these. Well, sure enough, you saw that in just before in this video. So here it is. She's running great now. Gave it one final wash. I don't know if you remember what this car looked like in the first video, but it's come quite a ways. I don't remember hardly how nasty the interior was, but if you go back and look at the first video and then come look at this, you'll see quite a difference. I went over it one more time with the cloth, so it's a little damp still right there. I don't know if you remember the inside of this cubby, but it was so caked with change and spilled soda and who knows what else. Same thing with the cup holders and all through there. The steering wheel had sparkles all over it. I'll be honest, I couldn't get the interior perfect, but then again, if you remember what it looked like when I got it, I can't complain. Also went ahead and added a spare tire kit in here because it didn't have one. But that's it. I'm gonna go park it next to Shirley, and then my youngest sister and my eldest niece are going to come get them. First cars for both of them. They won't be the most stylish kids on the road, but at least they'll have some wheels. And when you're a teenager, at least when I was a teenager, that meant you were free.